So Sri Lanka's capital city, Colombo, presently has been overtaken by angry protesters on the streets and some enjoying their time inside the palace. But these thousands of protesters are also making themselves at home. Take a look at these different angles inside the palace. Enjoying luxuries reserved for the president and his family members, protesters are taking a dip in the presidential swimming pool, working out at the presidential gymnasium, or even gorging on the delicious delicacies that had been kept prepared at the kitchen before this happened. Now remember, while many of them are angry protesters inside the house, and they were seen shouting slogans, even drinking some of the drinks that were present inside the mansion. There was even a protester who was seen sleeping on the Rajapaksa, the President Rajapaksa's bedroom, thanking him. My colleague Pramod Madhav is on the ground in Sri Lanka. Let's dip into his ground report. So as you can see, this is the latest coming in, as we can see from inside the presidential palace, where right now there are at least hundreds of protesters shouting slogans, enjoying the amenities. What we can see here, of course, these protesters are going on an exploration spree. What we can see here, we'll try and get a latest from my colleague as well, seems to be a tunnel of sorts, which are usually known to be in these high-profile locations. But where does this tunnel lead to? That is not yet clear. But we can tell you that my colleague has managed to walk with some of these protesters, and they are, while exploring the facilities and amenities that are available within the palace, they're also exploring a tunnel right now and wondering where does that lead to. Let's try and listen in, if at all there is an audio that Pramod can be seen speaking in. So that's my colleague Pramod Madhav, who's currently reporting on this biggest international crisis. And definitely that is something also bound to have repercussions with regard to India. Pramod is telling us, and he's been speaking to all the local protesters. He's right now taking a look inside the presidential palaces, otherwise unexplored areas, whether there was a tunnel, there are these hidden passages inside the President Gotabaya Rajapaksa's house. Of course, he's not there, and many are believed to be saying that he may have even left the country via a port. But my colleague trying to get you what's exactly happening inside with these protesters. So not only taking a dip in the presidential pool or enjoying the delicacies, they are trying to find out, because of course this is a once in a lifetime moment for many of these protesters who are now exploring the president's mansion in Colombo in Sri Lanka. But remember, this is, while one side of the story, we're talking about a mega economic crisis that Sri Lanka has been facing for a while now. And eventually this had come to a boil. For the past few months, people had been protesting no fuel, no employment, and jobs had suffered. People didn't even in many places had enough food to eat, and all of that anger appeared to be building. Now remember, Rajapaksas is who the anger is primarily aimed at. The Rajapaksa family were at the helm of affairs for a very long time. Even in this government, they had managed to have the biggest portfolios. Let's listen in to what Pramod Madhav is saying.
Why should there be a bit of a wall and a small fake closet behind which we have this area? So we're currently inside a location that is called as Gotabaya's bunker, because behind me you could see this particular closet that actually has a door. This is a large closet, the door is remote, and it is actually taking us to a secret location which is inside, and this is the location. Actually one of the stairs is going up and there is a lift in this spot as well. So it is still working at lift, and the other area is this staircase which is going down, and this is what the mysterious part over here. Why should there be a bit of a wall and a small fake closet behind which we have this area? This particular place still has like air conditioning, and here this is the one. Once you break this, things are broken and kept over here, and this is another strong door. It is definitely strong. You cannot actually hear it actual metal, and that much strong is a door at this spot. Here's a lock, and it's not been used, and let me just tap it once again. You could hear that's the kind of like thickness to the wall, and it opens only through a key. This is considered as the President Gotabaya's bunker, and here is a staircase which leads into the bunker at this point. Line up from this bunker. We are going up over here, and this bunker is pretty much very neatly hidden inside a kind of a closet. And that as you walk up, people are walking around and they are exploring. They are exploring this particular bunker, and each and every spot of this location. Here is the bunker, and the entrance to the bunker. This neat closet with this door, and once you move to this side, that particular door is a fake one, which is leading to the bunker. Inside Gotabaya safe house, which was confirmed by the Special Task Force people in the President's Palace. From Colombo, from Bollywood, for today.